So now we get to start solving equations. So what we just finished doing was evaluating expressions without a calculator. Now we're going to solve equations. We're going to give both an exact answer and then also a decimal approximation to 3 decimal places. So we'll need our calculators for this. First step is to write in exponential form. So when you're solving a log equation, so this is a logarithmic equation. When you solve a logarithmic equation, you want to first write in exponential form. After you write the equation in exponential form, you will be able to solve for the unknown. Solve for the unknown. So you may have to get the same base on 2 sides of an equation, or it may work out very nicely, and you'll see what I mean on this very first example. So log base 5 of x equals e. We need to solve for x. So my very first step is to write in exponential form. I have log base 5 of x equals e. My base is 5. I raise that to the e power, and that equals the argument of x. This is an exact answer. X equals 5 to the e power. So this is an exact answer. So I have an equal sign. However, I'm going to use my calculator and I'm going to raise 5 to the e power. How we do that in our calculator. So I'm going to take out my calculator here and I'm going to show you. Let's go to camera. And I've got 5. I hit the upper caret button. So the upper caret button is right next to the exit button. And it gives me an exponent. And then I want e. So I'm going to hit shift natural log. And it's just e to the first power. So I'm going to put a 1 there. So that's 5 raised to the e power. Now there's another way that we can do this. And it's by looking for the letter e. So if I look real closely, I can see the letter E right here. That actually is not, that's just an alphabetical letter. There's a lowercase e that is here. And if we just keep looking for it, I'm maybe thinking of the baby Casio, where this is just an E. Could be. You might have found it. I might be looking for the alpha. I'm going to try the alpha E. Let's see if the alpha E works. It might be the alpha E that actually works on this one. So let's hit 5 and then raise 2. And I'm going to hit alpha E. I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, that's not going to work. So that is not going to work. But I think that there might be an E button on here somewhere. I've had students tell me that before, that there is an E button. I always use natural log, so I'm not real good at finding it. But if you find it and it works, just remember that E is 2.7-ish. So 5 raised to the 2.7-ish should be what? More than 5 to the second power is 25, and 5 to the third power is 125. So it makes sense that 5 to the 2.7-ish power, so this is the same thing as 5 to the 2.7-ish power, that's going to be in between 5 to the second power and 5 to the third power. So that's going to be in between 25 and 125, which is exactly where 79.432 lies. So 79.432. So that's our approximate answer. So here's our decimal approximation. Notice how when I put approximate, I use the approximate symbol, and for exact, I used an equal sign. Okay, so we're going to practice that. Here we have the natural log of x is equal to negative e. So I'm going to rewrite this, especially when I first learn logarithms. I rewrite natural log as log base e of x equals negative e. So I'm going to take my base of e, I'm going to raise it to the negative e power, and that equals x. This would be an exact value. There's a better exact value, making that exponent positive. So 1 over e to the e might be a better answer. It all depends on the textbook and how they're going to put that in there. I'm going to enter this into my calculator. So I'm going to hit Shift, natural log. And when I do that, it brings up an e with a box. And now in that box, I'm going to hit Shift, natural log again with a negative in front of it. So I'm going to hit the negative sign and then Shift, natural log. So negative, Shift, natural log. And then it asks me, what power do you want? Well, I just want negative e, so I'm going to put the first power. So this is what it looks like on my screen. E raised to the negative e to the first power. And then I press enter, and I get x is approximately 0.066. 0.066. That's our answer. We are going to be graphing, so we're going to talk about the domain of the function, just like we did when we worked with exponential functions. We worked with the domain first, and then we moved on to graphing. So after we work with the domain, you can see that we've got some graphing coming up. We'll do about 4 or 5 problems working with the domain, get real comfortable with that, and then that will give us a visual as to what our inputs are for each one of